Hi guys, this is Herbie here. Today we're going to be showing you how to make a paper assault rifle, just like this. To shoot it, you can load it and you can use the pump to shoot it. Ow. Sorry. To shoot better, you can look at it from here. Okay. To do this, you'll need nine sheets of A4 paper, some scissors, and some tape. Start off with, take one of your sheets of paper and roll it up pretty much around a pencil. You don't actually have to use a pencil, but about the width of a pencil. And then tape it. Then take another sheet of paper and roll that one around the first sheet. And tape it. Then put a little bit of tape just over the edge, like this, if you see. So then you can fold it back in. So the tubes are taped inside each other. And do the same on the other side. See, it's overlapping, and then you're going to fold the tape inside the tubes so it's inside. So you can't pull it back out. And then you just then take another piece of paper and roll it widthways. And before you tape it, put it inside the first tube and let it out so it's pretty much the same width as the first tube, and then tape it. So you've got the first tube here and the second tube here. And then tape the second tube into the first tube with a lot of tape on the joint. And we can always reinforce that later. Then what you need to do is we've got to make the spacing tube, and this is simply one sheet of A4 rolled up lengthways. It can really be any width, ideally about the width of your barrel, and then you tape it. And then if you tape that, then you need to crimp down about 1.5 inches of your second tube. That's 3 centimeters. And then if you take your second tube, your spacing tube, and you tape it so the flappy bit at the end can go down onto it here. Try and tape it so it's almost exact, so it'll go straight down. Then you need to do the trigger tube. So you need to make sure that your flappy bit will flap down past the spacing tube. Then you need to do another tube lengthways as thin as you can. So thinner than all of your other tubes. Then tape that. So you have that. Then you need to roll another tube widthways around that. So you don't want to roll it as tight as you can. You want to roll it so it can slide in and out easily. Then you need to take the one that you rolled widthways and tape that onto the very bottom of the tube, so it looks like you have 3 tubes going down in sync. So you've got the barrel, the spacing tube, and the trigger tube. And tape it. And once again, you want to make sure that the flippy flappy bit can fold down just past the end of the trigger tube. If you need to extend it, that's okay, just fold up another bit of paper onto it. Once you've taped that, take the thinner part of the trigger tube and push it in. So then make sure that when you push in the trigger tube, it will push up the flippy flappy bit at the end. So if you see that, push it in and it will push that flippy flappy bit up. Then if you take another sheet of paper and snip it in half, like that. You need both halves. Roll them up into about half the width of a handle. So you don't want to roll them up as tight as you can. You want to roll them so you feel okay hanging onto them, but you want it a little wider. Take them and do the same with the other one. Try and get it around the same width. And then if you tape those two together, like so, and then cut them at a bit of an angle. So not like completely 45 degrees, but so you've got a little angle like that. Then if you tape this about where you want your handle, don't tape it too close to this. Tape it, if, say, tape it when that's in halfway, about the handle's length away from it. And tape it just like that, quite firmly, because you don't want it to come off. So then you can hold on to it like you're holding the handle of a gun. Then if you get another piece of A4 and snip it in half and do exactly the same like you did with the last one, except don't snip it at an angle this time. Then stick those two together. And then with these, snip off a little bit off the end, but not too much, only like that much. So when you have that, so when you have the trigger tube directly on the back, so it's not poking out at all, so it's not poking out like that, it's directly on the back, so it just goes over a tiny bit like that, so that's where it ends. And then take the trigger tube out and tape it, but don't tape it only at the end where it's not. So only tape it on this end. Don't tape it over here. And then put the trigger tube back in. So it should slide off a little bit. So soon enough the handle will stop, but it won't go all the way out. It won't touch the handle. Then tape it, probably like one more width of tape, because you don't want it to go all the way out. You don't want it to touch the handle or come close, because that doesn't feel right. But if you tape it so it's about halfway taped, then you should be able to pull the pump action handle in, and it will push the flippy flappy bit at the top out. Then that's pretty much your gun done. All you need to do is, I'd probably take the spare piece of paper, which is your 9th piece of paper, and fold up a little bit for this end bit, and fold up actually quite a lot, because you want that to be very thick. And then tape that bit onto the end of the flippy flappy bit, but don't tape it onto it so it goes over like that. You want to tape it so it doesn't quite go over, it reinforces it. And tape it on quite securely. And that's pretty much your gun finished. All you need to do now is load it, and you do that by, if we crimp the end like it's in almost like an 8 pattern, take a little tape and seal it off, and then squish down the ends so it looks a bit like that. Then if you take the rubber band and put it on the floor like that, then if you stick it into the plunge on the end of the barrel like that, then if you pull it up and stick it on the end of the folded down flippy flappy bit, all you'll need to do is, if you pull in the pump action handle, it should shoot it. There's too much friction on this, so if I bring it up a bit, it will shoot it, like you just heard it hitting a jacket. So that's how to make a pump action rifle that shoots rubber bands out of 9 sheets of paper. Please like, comment and subscribe to my videos. There are much more on pyrotechnical feats as well as paper guns. So check out some of my other videos, and I will hopefully see you in some other videos. Bye! Ow! And always look where you're shooting. Wait.